What are some of the things that I would do differently if I went back to boot camp? Thing is, the first week you're going to take the DEP test, delayed entry program test. Now, if you are coming in as E3 or E2, this is not really going to be all too relevant for you, right? The DEP test is really designed for E1s to advance to E2. When I first got my delayed entry program study guide, my recruiter, went through it and said, all you need to know is this. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's not really important to you. He pointed out stuff that was going to be relevant for me within my 5-year career. But for the DEP test, right, you need to know every single thing, okay? A bit of everything that's on the DEP study guide. One thing that you also need to pass with the DEP test is your first PFA. So that's number one. Number two is taking leadership position. If you come in as E1, you pass the DEP test, then you become E2, and then if you want to become E3 by the end of boot camp, you take a leadership position. Now, some people ask me, hey, I'm coming in as E3. Should I take a leadership position? It almost seems useless to me, right? It seems like I'm taking away opportunity for other people. Now, if you are coming in as E3, if you want to build leadership skills very early on, I highly recommend you take it. Now, if you just want to cruise on by, not really, we'll have to worry about anything, then, follow your heart, do whatever you want to do. In my opinion, you should take it, right? Build that leadership skill, characteristics very early on. Test how you deal with people. Test, your public speaking ability. When you are in front of 100 people and you're trying to lead them, you have to carry yourself, to a way that people want to listen to you, right? So if you become the RPOC and then you get fired and people don't listen to you, then you need to develop your leadership skills, right? But that's a different segment. What I would do differently, when I went to boot camp, I was what's called the forward hold PO. I was in charge of the cleaning locker, the cleaning gear. When I was in boot camp, I heard, that's an easy job to get promoted. Some divisions, their forward hold POs got promoted. When you're in boot camp, you are led by what's called RDC, Recruit Division Commanders. There's 3. Not all RDCs are created equal. Some value certain things more than others. My RDCs didn't value the forward hold PO being clean all the time, right? They have valued the high leadership positions, RPOC, Master at Arms, Head PO, Yeoman, Starboard Watch, Port Watch, Flag. They valued certain stuff compared to other people, right? So not all RDCs are created equal. Almost a guaranteed advancement would be the top leadership position, because that's the most important thing. RPOC, AROC, Master at Arms, Head PO. Those are the 4 biggest things that I recommend you take when you are in boot camp. Don't make the same mistake I did, okay? So last thing, which kind of wraps everything up, is make sure you stand out in boot camp. In boot camp, I've seen it go 2 ways. There are people that just do what they're told, and they're the average people. There are the crappy individuals that are self-entitled, that, think that are extremely immature, that speak their mind, that, curse at people, fight with people. I've seen those people get promoted at the end of boot camp, right? Not just my RDCs, just all across different RDCs. Even though, in my opinion, are they deserving? Not at all, right? Someone like me, I just do what I was told. I thought that was the military way, but clearly that's not the criteria they look for sometimes. I've seen people fight and get held back, put into another division, and then they become the RPOC of that division and they get promoted that way. If you have recommendations or if you have a question, leave it to me in the comment section down below.